Right guys, in this video we're going to look at factorizing quadratics. Specifically we're going to look at quadratics of this form. So what you'll notice is that there are no negative terms, everything's positive, and also that a term in front of the x squared, so whatever number's in front of the x squared, it's going to be a 1 in these ones. So these are a little bit easier than some of the ones we'll look at in a different video. Right, so first example. First of all, what I'll say is that, as I mentioned, the number in front of the x squared, at the moment there's nothing there. So as always with algebra, we presume it to be a 1. So if it helps you, put that 1 in. Step 1 is what we're going to do the a term multiplied by the c term. So the a term is always the number in front of the x squared, and the c term is always the constant here at the end. It doesn't have a variable. So it's that number on its own. So we've got very easily here 1 multiplied by 12, which is obviously 12. Step 2, we're going to look at the factor pairs of 12. And we're going to look for a factor pair that adds to give us the b term. So we've got 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and that is it. So we're looking for, it needs to add to the b term. So in this case we're going to use the 6 and the 2. So step 3 is to rewrite our expression here. The x squared doesn't need to change, and what we're going to do is we're going to split this 8x into a 6x and a 2x. So our expression has gone from this to this. It's the same expression, we've just separated this 8x into two different terms. What I'll say at this point is the 2x plus 6x, doesn't matter which way around you have those two. So I could have put the 2 here and then followed by the 6. Either way is absolutely fine. Step 4, and we're almost finished actually, is factorize pairs. So what we're going to do here is just focus on one pair of numbers at a time. So the x squared plus 6x, and then separately we're going to factorize the 2x plus 12. So I'm looking at the 6x and the x squared and thinking, what's common to both? Well, x is a common factor to both, nothing else. X multiplied by something is x squared, so that's an x. X multiplied by something would give me plus 6x, so that must be a plus 6. So think in your head about expanding that bracket, and it should give you what we have up here. We'll do exactly the same to the second pair. So on this second pair, there isn't a variable common to both. I don't have x as a term in both of these. So I look at the numbers, 2 and 12. The highest common factor of 2 and 12 is plus 2. So that will go outside my brackets in this one. So now I'm thinking in my head, 2 multiplied by something is 2x. 2 multiplied by something is plus 12. And that will be a 6. Now at this point you know that you're correct if you've got the same terms in both brackets. These brackets need to be the same. If they're not, you need to go back over it. You've made a mistake somewhere. The last step, and how we write our answer, is simply write this bracket down once. It's being multiplied by everything outside the bracket. So it's being multiplied by x plus 2. And we can do a quick check to see if we're right. That's the actual answer. But if I did x multiplied by x, I'd get x squared. If I do x multiplied by 2, I get plus 2x. If I do 6 multiplied by x, I get plus 6x. And if I do 6 multiplied by 2, I'll get plus 12. So expanding those brackets, simplify your answer, and what you end up with is what you started off with. And that is your check, just to see if it's right. So check by expanding brackets. And that's how factorizing quadratics links very nicely to expanding brackets. And that's how we do it. So let's have a look at another example now. On this one, we're going to stick with positive terms again, and our a value, or a constant, coefficient I should say, is going to be 1 again. So if it helps you, put the 1 in, and that's what your a is going to be. That's my b term, so some two factors need to add to the 12, and here's my c term. Step 1 is a pretty obvious one. We were doing 1 multiplied by 20, which is obviously 20. Step 2, if you feel like you remember any of this, pause the video and see what you can do on it. So step 2, we're looking at factor pairs of 20, and I always get into the habit of writing the 2 of them down, and also, sorry, all of them I should say, and also get into the habit of starting with 1 as well, 1 on the number itself. Do them in pairs, so 2 and 10. You're less likely to forget one then. 4 and 5, and that is it. So they need to add to give the b term, which is 12. So I'm looking at 10 and 2 would give me that 12. So I'm going to use the 10 and the 2. So step 3 is to rewrite this expression now as a 10 and a 2 instead of the 12x. So x squared plus 10x plus 2x plus 20. From this point in, this is where we do our factorizing. So take it in 2 pairs. So here I've got x squared plus 10x. Think what's common to both of those. There's an x common to both. Open up my brackets, x plus 10 inside the bracket. I'm pretty confident on this x plus 10, so I'm thinking over here I should get x plus 10. If it helps you, you could start off with the x plus 10. I think, what would I need outside here now to get 2x? I've got the x. If I put a plus 2 here, plus 2 multiplied by plus 10 gives me that plus 20. And again, I've got the same terms in both brackets. So to tidy it up, we've got everything inside the bracket, write it down once, multiplied by the x plus 2. And you can do a very quick check on it by expanding the brackets. So we get x squared plus 2x plus 10x plus 20. Simplify it, and we should get the quadratic that we started off with. And that's it done. So one of the key things there is knowing your highest common factors as well. That'll help you with the factorizing, and obviously your factor pairs too when it comes to thinking about factors of AC I should say, that add to give the B term. On this one, what I would suggest is that you pause the video, have a go at it for yourself, flick back to the previous ones if you need to at any step. Pause the video now. Right guys, hopefully you had enough time on that and you've had some success on it. So step 1, I'm going to go with a times c, so that's a 1 multiplied by the 110. So I'm looking for factor pairs of 110 that will add to give that 21. So 110, I'm thinking 1 and 110, that'll be 2 and 55. 3 doesn't, 4, nope, 5 will go into it 22 times I believe. 6, 7, 8, no, 9 won't, 10 will. We've got 10 and 11. 11 we've already got, so we can stop there. They're all the factor pairs. So they need to add to give 21. So it's obviously not the first pair. That's too big again. This will give me 27. 11 plus 10, that will give me my 21. So that's the pair I'm going to use. So rewrite the quadratic. We've got x squared plus 11x plus 10x plus 110, and factorize it in pairs, so just focus on two terms at a time. Here I've got x squared plus 11x, so that would be x common to both, and x plus 11 inside the brackets. So I know I need to get x plus 11 over here as well inside the brackets. 10x plus 110, well, there isn't an x common to both, so I'm looking at numbers. 10 divides into both of these, so I'll put plus 10, and I need an x to get the 10x. 10 multiplied by, we can use what we go over here, it should be 11, it is 11, that will give me the 110. So my final answer is x plus 11 and x plus 10. Expand it to check it if you wish, and that is how you factorize quadratics, where it's just positive terms and the x squared, the a coefficient, is just a 1. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.